Wash buckets are an essential part of your detailing needs, and I've done videos in the past testing everything from a $5 bucket all the way up to a $40 bucket from Yeti. However, Ava of Norway has just released their own specialty wash bucket, and I think it's the most innovative bucket I've ever seen. That is right here. Now, if you're a user of Ava of Norway pressure washers, then they also came out with some other accessories, and we'll touch on those briefly in this video today as well. But the main focus is going to be this bucket because it works for everyone. Now, for the release of this bucket, they actually gave me a specialty discount code to give to you guys. And it's not gonna work just on this bucket, it's gonna work on everything site-wide. They rarely ever have a discount on their products. At checkout, just at the very end, when you go to checkout, there'll be a little discount code box. Just put in Josh5 and it'll get you 5% off your entire order. Now, additionally, guys, this bucket, we're gonna talk real quick about the pricing of this thing because it's not a cheap bucket, but again, the features I think help to justify it in comparison to like the Yeti bucket was $40 and that was literally just a bucket. This comes with a lot more than that. And this thing is coming in at a price tag of $45. Now, some of you may be saying $45 for a bucket, Josh, no way, and I totally understand that. And again, like I said, in the past video that I did from 5 to 40, a $5 bucket, it works 110%. But if you do need some extra functionality out of your bucket, again, this one's gonna have some things that I've never seen before, and I do think if you need all that stuff, it's a fantastic value. On their website, $45 won't get you free shipping. It's free shipping for anything over 50 bucks. So either get 2 of these things or if you need anything else, but at the same rate, I will state, I think they ship out of multiple locations in the US, actually. I'm in San Diego and I checked and the standard shipping's $8.99. So it's not crazy. And I gotta tell you, as a professional who has their own website and we sell a lot of products, $8.99 for a bucket and box this size is actually a really good deal. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing. I'm gonna show you guys all the features. So here it is, as you can see, the Ava car wash bucket. Again, just like their pressure washers, they're very innovative in their design and engineering, and that's what makes this thing so very cool. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this open, and right off the bat, you can see that it does come with a lid, a very nice integrated stamped out lid. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this thing out, and look at the design here, guys. So we have a lot of design representation from their pressure washers. We have this sort of hex pattern type deal, that kind of a honeycomb pattern that they do on all their pressure washers. And this is some of the coolest stuff I've seen. So right off the bat, guys, you do have a nice handle to it. As you can see, it's very different than other buckets. It's not just a round shape. It's rectangular, but with some hard corners and some soft corners, which we'll talk about. Again, honeycomb pattern right in the grip, and it is very comfortable. It's actually contoured to fit your fingers. Very nice grip. Now, along with the contouring in the grip, they actually have contouring down here as well. So you can actually grip down here, so when you're going to pour it out, you have a nice hold on the bucket itself. Now, build quality of this bucket, honestly, at first impression, right, it seems like it's a thinner plastic, right? So you can actually get it to flex, as you can see. However, Ava is pretty unbelievable with their plastic production. I don't know what they're doing different than everybody else, but they state that you can stand on it. And I don't know, let's see here. I weigh about 215 pounds. Does it state, okay, so it holds up to 100 kilos. Now 100 kilos in pounds comes to 220 pounds. So let's see, let's test it, right? Let's see how this works. Now, I do have some flex to it, as you can see. I'm jumping on the thing, though. I'm shocked. Now, it's one of those things, you want to stay off to the side, but it definitely holds my weight. And again, I'm at the top tier of what this thing's supposed to be able to handle, so I'm impressed. Now, why is it important to be able to stand on your bucket? When you're washing your car, it becomes a fantastic step stool. So when I'm working on larger vehicles, sometimes you need that little bit of extra length to be able to reach over hoods, obviously on the roof and things like that. And this can be a great tool for that. So right off the bat, let's go ahead and take the top off. So in order to take the top off, there's 2 little prongs on the side here. So you just lift those over this little grip part and then it comes right off. Now, the really cool thing about this is it comes with its own little debris catcher inside. And one of the reasons they did the bucket shape this way is so that, from what they have found, it holds the dirt and debris really well. So instead of just continually circling around a round bucket, right, it can do that. It can still come around the edge and then it hits this and it stops itself to go down. So the reasoning makes sense behind it to me. I haven't tested it, but again, regardless, something that has a guard down at the bottom is going to keep the separation of the dirty water and the clean water, which is essential for keeping a perfect finish on your vehicle. Now, again, one of the coolest things about this is the insert here. So as you can see, it's a nice, again, matches that honeycomb design that they have throughout their entire lineup. But the coolest part is we can pop it out, okay? It's got this little piece here, right? So you can grip it, and then this thing folds up, okay? And then we could take it, and if you look in the bottom here, there's actually little lined up pieces here, right? And you can take this and put this back in, lined up in those spots, okay? There's one and there's one. It's a really nice secure fit, just like that. Now you can hold your bottles in there. So it just makes it a really, really viable option for anybody, for mobile detailers, for people who are working at home and they want to keep all their products in one place, safe and easy. If you're an apartment dweller and you're doing rinseless washes, you need a nice bucket for that. You could store all your products in here, just grab it, head down to your car, and you're good to go. So what does it fit? That is the question. Does it fit 16 ounce, 32 ounce? Well, I have my QUIVR 32 ounce here, and it fits that absolutely perfectly. Now, the head of the unit is sticking up a little bit. I don't know if it'll fit with this, but we'll test that in a second. We also have a 16 ounce here. Obviously that fits in there, no problem. Let's see. I mean, they really, guys, look at that. They really thought everything through with this thing. Again, very, very similar to what Ava does anyway with their pressure washers. But even though this sticks up, this is so pronounced up that it fits in there absolutely perfectly. Now again, guys, as you can see, it does fit the entire QUIVR lineup, the 32 ounce bottles, very well, including with the trigger sprayer on. Now real quick, just here's an aftermarket bottle with a Tolco sprayer on. It sits a little bit taller than a QUIVR bottle does with sprayer, so let's see if that would still work. I have no idea. It definitely fits in, and it's all the way down. Will it close though? No, it doesn't there. So there's limitations to it, but overall it's extremely, extremely useful. Again, I'm only using QUIVR products, so for me, it's perfect. Or if you're using those 16 ounce bottles, obviously those are gonna fit in super, super well. So again, guys, I've never seen that feature before. So you, like I said, you store everything in here. It's absolutely awesome. Then when you need to use it, you would just fill up your water, you would flip this back down, plop it in, and again, it fits in really, really well, almost snaps into place. So it's gonna be nice and secure. And then you do have this little pull tab here, right, that folds up and down. That is where you can just pick it up and convert this into a bottle storage item as needed. Now, before we take this outside and actually show you why I think another thing about the shape is really, really cool, I just wanna highlight one more thing on the bottom here. Hopefully you guys can see this. You see that kind of raised edge all around the bottom? That is going to be super, super helpful if you're transporting this in your car or wherever else. That is going to grip into the carpet and not move around. So very, very nice. All right, guys, so we've got two buckets here, right? And one thing to note too, as I was filling these up, you can see where the grit saver is, right? And I was thinking, is that requiring more water to get to the surface of that? So I measured those out and looked at them. It takes about a gallon to reach the top of the grit saver. Same thing with a regular bucket though, you're gonna use about a gallon there, so same deal there. Again, why I like the shape of this Ava bucket. Again, we have the nice rounded side here, and then we have a harder edge here. Let me go ahead and show you guys. Standard bucket, right? When you go to pour it out, and again, this really may not make any difference to you at all. A lot of times after I'm done, it's just pour it out as fast as I can. I really don't care, right? But if you were needing to transfer this into something, you'd have to pour this really slow to get a nice small stream. If you go too much, it just widens out more and more, right? And this one, they thought it through, where with that harder corner here, and again with the grip over here, you're able to pour this out really, really nicely. Okay, even if you go faster, it's widening up, but not at the same level as a traditional bucket would. All right, guys, so that's the bucket. Now we're gonna go ahead and go through some of the other new accessories that Ava has. Now, right here, self-priming hose with the check valve. So what this is if you're out on the lake and you wanna rinse your boat down and you just wanna use water from the lake, or whatever, if you're out mobile and you have to use it to pull water from a bucket, then this hose is great. So let me go ahead and pull it out for you. As you can see, right here, Now it is a nice long hose. I think it's about 10 feet if I remember correctly, about 10 feet or so. It has a standard garden hose style connection here. So this would go into normally where you would be plugging in your garden hose into your pressure washer. Instead, you would plug this in. And that's what's cool about this thing is it actually works with any other pressure washer as well that self-primes. On the other side is where the magic happens. Okay, so there's a large particulate filter here, so you're not going to be picking up any sand, debris, leaves, things like that. That's going to hinder the performance of your pressure washer, right? You can also remove it, it screws off, right? So you can rinse that out if you need to. And that is where you see this here. This is the spring-loaded check valve. What that does is it keeps, once the pressure washer is primed, it keeps the water in the hose so that, say you're using it, but then when you stop, you don't want the water going back into whatever source you're pulling from. It'll stop it so the hose stays full of water, so the next time you go to use the pressure washer, no issue, it starts up right away. Now next up, we have some really cool nozzle attachments and extension attachments that we're gonna talk about. So first off, we've got the short nozzle adapter. Now we've talked about this in the past, this is nothing new, but still a very cool feature. So your standard Ava pressure washer will come like this, right? You get the gun, you get the zoom lance. This is a really cool lance where you can actually push in, twist, and it zooms out even further, okay? So you get extended reach. Again, the updated ones all have the nice stainless steel quick connects on them and everything is good to go. To remove this, you can either tighten this collar down, right, to make it all snug, but in this case, we're gonna loosen that back up. We're going to press in and we're gonna turn and we're gonna remove the extension here. That is when you can just take your short gun adapter and reinstall this thing, and now you have a short gun. So now you don't have to, sorry, I have some water in here. Now you don't have to worry about having a long extension. You can just go like this, and it's, again, my preferred method is having a shorter gun for working on cars. Now there's two really cool new things. One of them is going to be this guy here, the AVA nozzle. And what that does, right? Again, you would remove this. Again, this kind of turns it into that short gun adapter again for you. So that's very nice. You can take this, tighten this collar back down, you're good to go. Now, when you pull the trigger, you have the option to change, right? And this will this piece spins, and that's going to change your fan from, you know, a small degree to up to like a 60-degree spray pattern. It actually states right in the little manual on it that it changes between a 20-degree spread and a 60-degree spread. And then the last nozzle attachment is this guy here. And this is the one that I'm probably the most excited about. This thing is so cool, and it's called the pump action nozzle. So again, let's go ahead and swap this out real quick, but it turns it into a really fun experience. So we'll put this in here, okay? We'll lock it down. Actually, there's printing on one side, not the other. So let me just flip this over real quick so we have the printed side right on top. Just makes it easier for me, right? And with this, you can pump it, and it changes your spray pattern. So freaking cool. Changes from 15 degree, 25 degree, 40, another 40. Oh, it changes from vertical to horizontal. And then the last one is a 60 degree. Insanely cool. Again, I've never seen this from anyone. If you look at the nozzle here, we'll go ahead and pump through it. Hang on, let me get it to focus. There you go, we'll pump through it, and you can see it rotate and go. So again, I'll show you guys outside as well using this, but I mean, one of the coolest extension lances I've honestly ever seen. And last but not least, on their new accessory lineup, we have the beaker kit, the beaker bundle. So the Ava pressure washers foam cannon that comes with their units is fantastic, okay? And this gives you two more solutions for storing your product. So here is the Ava foam cannon that comes with their units. And again, really strong plastic, has measuring down the side. The coolest feature about this thing to me is that it also has this kind of gradient bottom. It's almost like a pyramid, actually, if reversed, going up. And each of those, it actually states on there 2.5, 5.0, 7.5, and it's centiliters, I think is how they pronounce it. But that is measurement in there as well. So you can just pour in your liquid as it gets, you know, builds up the pyramid, you know how much is in there. So cool. Now, their new beaker bundle, now you get two lids that screw onto the bottle so you can store product in there. Really nice gasket in here as well, so everything seals up nicely. And then you have this whole solution here. As you can see, these kind of go back and forward, right? And there's a reason for that. So in addition to the Ava green colorway that you get with your foam cannon and with the pressure washer, now you get like kind of a nice, like, I don't know, I guess fuchsia pink kind of color, and then also a clear. And again, let's go ahead and put the tops on. Okay, screw that on, screw this on. You can take these and they're stackable. Okay, so these little guys here, it's not like a snap in, but it just fits in there nicely. You can see that. And I can hold it like this. Now, if there was solution in it, I don't think I'd be able to hold it, honestly. But you can stack them, and that is integrated with the one that you already get as well. So they stack in super nicely. Additionally, guys, this is one of the coolest things ever, is with this foam cannon, the only thing that I've ever heard of as far as a complaint would be, you know, a lot of foam cannons like my QUIVR one has a wider base, so it stands up nice and stable. There's good and bad to this one. Again, it's a little narrow on the bottom, but because of that, it does fit into your bottle holders if you have that in your van or on your wall in your house. Very, very cool. But now you can also take this, you can take the lid, right, take it off of it, flip it, boom, snaps in, and now you have a much wider base that's not gonna fall over, right? So we're gonna go ahead and take this, screw this back on, and I can use it just like this. Okay, guys, so here it is with your base on it now, okay? And as you can see, we can tip it and it just falls right back. Now, obviously, if you go too far, it's still gonna tip over, but that's with anything, right? But it does increase the base for you so that it is much easier or much harder to make it tip, right? If we do this here, it tips right away. So again, once it has product in it, it'll help a little bit as well. But in comparison to the original, where you just tap it a little bit and it wants to fall over, with that new base, it makes it way more stable. So now we're gonna highlight the new, two new lance extensions or nozzle types that you can put on here. The first one we're gonna be talking about is the AVA nozzle, and it's very simple, right? So we just pull the trigger, you can see it's spraying, okay? Like so. Nice small fan to it, that's the 20 degree. As we're going, we can spin it, and that takes us to the 60 degree. Now it's very cool, very, very useful. Again, it is just two separate nozzles though, basically. So you're gonna get a 20 or a 60. So if you want something in between that, that's not an option, right? You just get 20 or 60. But again, for working around the house or working even on a car, the 20 degree, if you need to get something off harder, and then you can flip over to the 60 degree when you need it. The downside of this is that it is all coming out horizontal and not vertical. So you just have to adjust the spray pattern of your gun if you want it to be vertical. I prefer, right? I prefer that it was sideways, or sorry, vertical and not horizontal, just because I am using this mostly on cars. But again, for around the house, for doing your siding and things like that, this direction, this orientation does make sense. And last but not least, guys, the new pump action nozzle. Again, so cool here. Let me go and line this up, put it on, we're gonna tighten it down. Now, let me see where we're at. So again, they really think everything through. So right on here, you have it labeled, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. On the top here, you have an arrow that points to a number, so you always know where you're at. So as it pumps through, you can change it. We're gonna start off at number 1, and I believe this is gonna come out horizontal as well. Yes, it does. So there you go, horizontal. And I think that was a 20 degree fan. Nope, I apologize. On this one, it's 15, 25, 40, 40, and 60. So again, 15 degrees horizontal, okay? Turn it off, we're gonna pump it. We are now on to 25 degrees horizontal. We're gonna pump it again. 40 degrees horizontal. Now again, for car detailing, you want that vertical approach. Pump it again. We are now on number 4, which is, there's a car picture on there. That's gonna give us a 40 degree vertical orientation. So that one definitely is my favorite. And then last but not least, we have a 60 degree orientation. Pump that. And again, this is going to be horizontal for around the house. Such a cool design. Now, can you pump it while it's on? In my head, no, I wouldn't want to do that because of the pressure, but let's go ahead and try. No, and it seems like there's a safety mechanism in there because it's not going. So there you have it, guys, a bunch of new items from Ava of Norway pressure washers. Again, the design, the quality, all that kind of good stuff is top notch with them. Again, the bucket isn't the thickest plastic, right? I mean, it does flex, as you saw, but still held me standing on it. Again, with all the products in there, it's absolutely fantastic. And again, all the design features, I just think it's super, super cool. So that is it for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Again, if you want this stuff, it's linked down in the description. Use code JOSH5, it'll save you some 5%. That's it for today's video, though, guys. Thanks so much. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we will see you guys on the next one.